Hi everyone, welcome to our reading challenge for this week's home learning. We are going to have two different sets of reading home learning depending on which you're a bit more confident in. And our focus this week is all about, we call them common exception words, but for you guys they're tricky words. So words that you wouldn't necessarily be able to use your phonics knowledge to help you to read. So in that reading challenge today, we're going to do some practice of reading, and then you're going to challenge yourself to see how quickly you can read the words. It might be that you just pick some of them. It might be that you pick to look at all of them. And then following on from that, I would like for you to challenge yourselves to see how many of the words you can write in 1 minute. And then I want you to keep record of how many you read in a minute, and then throughout the week practice reading them over and over to see if you can get more read within a minute. So for your grown-ups, in the second list of words that we'll look at today, those are lots of the words that the children should know by the end of year 2, and they need to know how to read them and write them. So lots of practice is really good. If you want to give them an extra challenge at home, you can challenge them to use as many of the words as possible in 1 sentence or in 2 sentences, or just to write sentences that have different words in them. We're going to start today by looking at the some of these tricky words. These are the year 1 tricky words that some of us are working towards, which is good. And I'm going to start off by reading them to you. And then I would love it if you could read them at the same time. So after I say it, I'd love it if you could say it as well. And then I'll set you for your challenge. Seeing how many you can read. Okay. So we have the word the. Well done. A. Do. To. Off. Said. Are. Was. Was is a tricky one, isn't it? Because it's got an A in the middle when it sounds like it should have an O. And. His. Has. I. You. They. Be. He. Me. We. She. No. Go. So. By. My. Come. Some. Put. School. Friend. Okay, so hopefully you had a go at saying those after me. If not, have a look back through. If there's any that you find really tricky, practice it a few times. And then with your grown-ups, I would like for you to put on a 1 minute timer. And then I want you to have a go at reading as many as you can and see how that goes. It might help if your grown-ups write it down first, or if you have a go at writing them first. It's up to you. So for you guys, you can pause this video and then have a go at practicing. And then I'm going to move on to the next challenge of year 2 common exception tricky words, which again I will read to you, and then you can have a go at practicing. Okay, let's have a look. Trickier words on here. Some of them you might be able to use your phonics to do, but some of them you definitely will not be able to. So we have the word hour, as in time, hour, not as in hour as if it belongs to us, time. Door, floor, pour, move, prove, because, find, kind, mind, behind, path, bath, plant, shore, child, children, wild, climb, with that sign at the end, most, only, both, old, cold, gold, hold, told, sugar, people, every, great, break, steak, pretty, beautiful, after, fast, last, past, grass, class, pass, father, could, should, and would. So you're now going to have a 1 minute challenge. Get your grown-ups to put a timer on and see how many of those words you can read in 1 minute. If you can read all of them, can you read them over more than once? Have a go. You can always try ticking off for how many words you read each time. Get your grown-ups to tick off if you read a word correctly, and then keep score of that so that you can use that in the future to challenge yourself later on in the week. So you guys can pause the video and then come back and I will set you your final reading challenge. Okay, I hope you've all had a chance to practice reading these tricky words. As I've said, they're the words that need to be known. You need to know how to read and write by the end of year 2, by the end of Key Stage 2. Oh, Key Stage 1, sorry. My final challenge for you is to get your grown-ups to set the timer again, and I want you to see how many words you can write in 1 minute. I would love to hear your successes, so please email me the words that how many words you've read in a minute. And as I said to grown-ups earlier, if you really want to challenge them a little bit more, then you can get them to put the words into sentences. Again, email me what they're doing so I can give them house points and say a big well done. I hope you enjoy this challenge and I will see you soon. Thanks, bye.